What's up, people? It's Eagles fan 826. The time sensitive issue, I'm assuming, but just here to voice an opinion and give some feedback. What I want to talk to about today, and like I said, I'm not like the best person to give an opinion. I mean, but I can give you situations, and assuming for a situation right now, I'm not going to dwell on my past job as a benefit to those who do watch my shit. So I'm gonna talk about a previous one prior to that one. So that way it's actually new to you and not something that's old and stale that you already know. But I will bring in and pinpoint other shit into obviously what's going on now. But changes never happen at a job, so this one will be labeled empty promises because okay, let me give you like a gist of my job history. Okay, in the past 6 years, obviously I've been in Florida for 6 years, so when I got down to Florida, I worked at a what you call it, a spot for the military. It was like fiber optics. Easy ass job. To the people that were there, it was probably hard, but it was really easy. And my stepmom can attest to this, but I got good organization skills unless I'm not at work. So that was what I was that was my main thing. So what I'm saying, like I know there's a lot of people that are probably looking for other jobs in Florida. Honestly, I'm gonna give you an honest opinion. Jobs in Florida really suck. So if you got something that you're working with right now, that's why I never left AAP because that was the best job I could actually get at the time. And that's sad to say considering the situations that are going on. So that was the best job I could get. That's why I never left, and that's why I bit my tongue for so long. And obviously, like I said, I know other people are probably in the same situations, but at the same time, I have nothing to lose when I go to a job because I don't have no kids, I don't have no wife, none of that, girlfriend, nothing. So what I do or how I react to situations, the way I went out, it's fine for me because it's not going to affect anybody else but me. So it really doesn't matter. So I know certain people can't do that shit. So I'm here to give you a little tips and solutions to maybe help alleviate the stress. If you are going to a job interview while you're still employed, that is your best option because on your, even if you got one day off, make the best of that one day. And when you do go for job interviews, you got to know what you're getting into. That's why I'm back at a job I previously worked at because I knew what I was getting into. Don't know how many times I went for a job interview, and it's actually a good technique because, like I say, go to a job interview, ask them what their benefits, raises, steps, and whatever. That's the only reason why I went to advanced because they said about the step raises. But I didn't know if you help out too much, you won't get that raise. So, and that's another thing. Like they try to base themselves on teamwork, but if everybody's selfish, how is that considered teamwork? You can't base teamwork off of selfishness. Like it never works. Like I don't get it. And the new people I work with, they laugh when I say that we work as a team, and they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Shit, every little bit helps." And they're like, "Damn, we just trying to get out of here." See, that's the mentality that every job should have. We trying to get out of here, which means I will help you to get out of here with me. It's not like that at certain jobs. So it falls on those people that have to pull the weight. And it sucks. It really does suck. But like I said, if you go for a job interview, what you want to do, because obviously if you're a good worker, um, tell them how much you work well with people. And I know this is funny to some people, but ask about their safety programs. Honestly, seriously, ask about their safety programs. Because then that shows an initiative that you know how to work safe and want to work safe and try to initiate something that is safe. I know, all jokes aside about my last job, I mean, I prided myself being the safety person all the time. Like, shit, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Everybody thought I was the safety guy for over a year because the person who preceded me, or not preceded me, who followed me, they didn't know who he was. And and then all of a sudden it went from I was the safety guy for a year, and then it went to Mr. I'm not gonna mention names, but yeah, you know. And shit, I didn't even know he was a safety guy at one point. And I'm like, shit. They wanted to make like a smooth transition, but everybody coming to me about safety issues, and I'm like, dude, I'm not the guy. You need to go so and so. They're like, Mike, stop playing. All right, but I digress. I'm gonna give you something. Like nothing ever changes because when you try to change something, then they gonna look at you like you're not trying to cooperate. So first thing, you can't change nothing. It's gonna stay the way it is because if you try to even try to get them to think that this would be a better way, like I said in probably a previous video, that if you suggest it, it's not gonna happen. One, you're not in their tier, their level. It's basic logic. At this one job I worked at, basic logic was nowhere to be found. Like I said, you suggest things, if it didn't come out their mouth, it wasn't important. It really wasn't. I'm gonna tell you, I had a job description, or when I started at this one job, I was just a regular worker. I picked orders and stuff, and then their stock was so jacked up to the point, like at a previous job I worked at, where I was working with my boy George with I'm not gonna mention the company's name, but I'll just say he ran a label machine and I packed the product. I organized that warehouse, as small as it was, but it was so jacked up with where everything was located at. I organized it after some guy who done jacked it up. I organized it, and then that actually was a good, requirement on any kind of like job interview. I'm like, dude, I organized their whole warehouse, even how small it was. So when my other job after that heard that, they're like, oh, well, let's put them on stock. Our shit is fucked up. They had like shit like triple, quadruple stacked in the middle of aisles and shit. It was so unsafe. And then at one point I hooked it up, and then everything was so easy to find, so they just put me on that permanently. And like I said, because old boy who was actually doing it, he said he hated it. He said, he goes, oh, I just want off of it. So he told him he wants off of it, so they put me on it. Shit hit the fan at one point. Okay, with me and another coworker, deja vu. But there's a douchebag in every company, so that ain't normal. I mean, that is normal, I should say. But um, and he would try to like literally sabotage everything I did. Like everything at that job was done on paper, so there was no way to track anything. But if anything went wrong with stock, best believe I got blamed for that shit. And then, but I was quick to fix it and find it. That's how good I was at that job. But I got hired at that job where they were giving everybody pay raises. So what they gave me was the minimum amount, and then I literally had to wait an entire year to even get another bump. And then when they did, they gave me the highest they could give me, and guess what that shit was? 35 fucking cents. And taxes went up that year, so basically I was getting paid absolutely nothing more than what I was getting paid before. So I complained about that, wanted to change, and I said, you know what? If that's the case, I want a lesser job because obviously I'm not getting paid more than anybody else. I don't want to do the stock no more. You should have somebody else do it. Needless to say, somebody else who was before me My predecessor before me said the same shit. They said, okay, we'll put Mike on it. You know what they said to me? They said, oh, so you don't want to work? No, that's not what I said. I said, I just don't want to do that job no more. It's like, well, that's what you're here for. So you're just telling me you don't want to work. And oh, by the way, since you want to change something that's working so well right now, let's sign this paper to tell everybody that you don't want to work no more. Like, I looked at my boss like, what the fuck is going on? Like, no matter what you do, you can't change shit if they don't want shit to be changed. And if you come up with it and you're not a supervisor, a boss, or anybody in that kind of level, they are not going to listen to one word you fucking say, except they'll try to twist it out on you to where it's going to be like, okay, they don't want to work. Fine. We'll get somebody else to fill their spot. So, like I say, when you go, your best bet is to go on your days off. If you have them, apply. Tell them how well you work with others. Tell them how much and all the job skills you can think of. Ask about their safety. Ask about their safety and incentives, all this, benefits, all this. Because, like I say, if you don't know what you're getting into, then everything else that follows that will be a surprise to you. So if you know what you're getting into, then you know what to expect. That's that's basically everything. I mean, right there. I mean, know what you're getting into. That's best thing. Like I say, when I went to AAP, I did not know what I was getting into. I just heard about the step raises. Actually, I was a temp, so technically I didn't know what I was getting into. I was just thrown into that shit. And then, like I said, all jokes, pun intended, when I applied for the company, I'm the cleaning guy. I swear I did more janitorial work at that job than I did actual work. Honestly. That oil room never been cleaner. Not on third shifts. But like I say, if you one of those people that actually worked on another shift besides weekends at that job, you know what a real job is supposed to be like. These suckers that work on weekends that never worked on any other fucking shift but weekends, they suck. Honestly, they suck because they got easy street. That day, that day I that we had that one big day, that's every day on first and third shift before weekends even fucking started. So all them motherfuckers that are complaining about how tough and rough it is, fuck them because they don't know what a fucking real job is, honestly. Tell them to go fucking do Puerto Rico's on third shift and ask them how fucking tough it is. Until I think I still own that record. If not, motherfuckers on third shift, let me know. Angel, my witness, thought I was bullshitting the whole day when we first got there. And then I'm like, you see all those pallets lined up down that fucking area where they got the fucking OP parking lot now? I had 10 pallets to as tall as I can reach to my fucking fingers. I'm 5'5" and an extra fucking arm straight up in the air. That's how tall all of my fucking pallets were. 10. So until you pick shit like that, you don't know how tough it is. I know that the people that are having it rough right now, but I'm saying like the reason why shit will never get settled. If you want your days off, it's not going to happen unless three things happen. Three things is people that don't like to work, they going to fuck you over. The people that do love the work and want the overtime, they're going to fuck you over. Because they gonna hope people fuck up so the overtime keeps continuing. So it's like a ongoing fuck fest going on. So I be trying to tell you, I'm here for y'all motherfuckers that are struggling with that shit. Now I'm telling you point blank, that's the reason. The people that don't want to work, they're fucking you over. And the people that do want to work, they're fucking you over because they want the extra hours. So until all that shit gets settled, like I said, time and patience. Just go look for another job, honestly. I'm not trying to start no shit. Just look for another job. Talk to y'all later. And I guess I won't talk because the shit's still recording.